Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for April 19th, 2019. This is the show where I give you a quick look at some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below, I'll put a link to each story so you can read about them for yourself, come up with your own opinions, let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us by letting YouTube know you enjoy what we're doing, and hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV, but still watch what you want to enjoy. Now, there's been a lot of news, so let's jump right into it. YouTube TV is adding more CW affiliates. Last week, YouTube TV raised their price but added Discovery. Then they added CNBC World and Cozy TV, and now they're adding more CW affiliates, something they've been doing sporadically. It seems like while YouTube has raised the price, they are trying to add more content. The tough part here is they don't always really announce these kind of things. Sometimes we find out by you letting us know. And this is one of those cases that we got a lot of messages yesterday that, hey, YouTube TV added my CW. Could you help us find out, where these ones are being added? Quincy seems to be the company that is adding most of their CW affiliates. From my understanding, they have about 14 CW affiliates, if my math was correct. But if you saw a new CW or any new channel on any of the live TV streaming services, please send us a message. Let us know which channel it was. Say like, hey, CW in Grand Rapids, Michigan was added, for example. That happened not that long ago. So try to add, give us as much information. Say it was added to YouTube TV, and that helps us out the best versus just saying, hey, YouTube TV added CW. Where? Or say, hey, the CW is now live. On what service? So help us out. This is a great community effort. That's a great thing I love about Cord Cutters News readers and viewers here, is you're always sending us great tips, especially since some of these companies aren't very good about that. So do me a favor, if you ever spot any of these, leave me a comment, let me know, and hopefully we can help you discover something out there by a reader like you letting us know about it. All right, next story of the day. 31 million Americans have never paid for a traditional paid TV service. So there's 31 million Americans that have never had cable, satellite, UVerse, etc. These are the so-called cord nevers. One of the hardest groups to kind of peg down. Well, a new study from MRI Simmons, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I apologize if I'm butchering that name there, has released a study. According to them, it's about 31 million Americans have never had a cable TV subscription. Could that be higher? Could that be lower? It's hard to say. There's a few reasons. I've talked about them for a long time. It's hard to track people who don't do something, right? It's easy to track how many people have canceled cable. Cable had X amount of subscribers. Now they have this number. That's easy to track. How many people grow up, move out of their parents' home, and never had cable TV? It's hard to say. I would also argue, one of the things I heard last year at the pay TV show, a lot of cable executives got up and said, these cord cutters and cord nevers don't know what they're missing. That was a common thing I heard from several major cable executives. They don't know what they're missing. There was a guy who very passionately pushed the idea that cord cutters and cord nevers, if they just knew what they were missing, would run back to cable and subscribe en masse. My argument with these cord nevers is they probably had it, and here's why I'm saying that. It's very likely that these cord nevers, either as a kid, maybe in college, have had cable. They've probably definitely stayed at a hotel, a vast majority of them, seen cord cutting there. But I think a lot of cord nevers are people who, for instance, they go to college, they get cable from their college. Maybe they move out of college, get a couple roommates, and they all chip in. Maybe that cable subscription was never in their name, but they lived with 4 roommates and they all had cable because, that $107 for TV divided by 4 ways is only $25-ish, $27, somewhere in that range. And altogether, it's just a great deal for them as a bundle. But those 4 roommates move out. Hey, one gets married, one gets a job in a different area, another gets a job that's making more money, decides to get his or her own apartment. So that one cable subscription that's a cord cutter turns into 3 cord nevers because they never technically had the subscription in their name. So divorces are another common thing where this happens. One married couple gets divorced, it splits into 2 different homes. Divorces cost a lot of money, bills are tight, suddenly they are now out there with 2 different apartments or 2 different houses with 2 different subscriptions to a live TV streaming service, or maybe none, and they're just a cord cutter. So it's very hard to peg this. Could 31 million be 40 million? Yeah, it very well could. There could be more than we think there are. Could it be a little bit less? Again, this is our best guess. Well, it's hard to tell, but what we do know is there are millions of Americans who have decided traditional cable TV is not for them. I did that with phone when I moved out in the early 2000s and got my first place by myself where I didn't have any roommates or anything. I remember thinking, I have a cell phone. Why do I need a home phone? I'm good. I don't need that. So I'm a phone never, I guess we'll call it. I've never had a home phone. I've always had a cell phone. But how do you really track that? It's not like I had a home phone when I moved in my apartment in my name and I canceled it. I just never had a home phone. I went to college, had one in the dorm. College just paid for that. I didn't have to pay anything. It was part of the dorm. And when I moved out and got my own place, hey, I just never got it. So my question to you, are you a cord never? And even though you're a cord never, did you ever have cable? Did you have it as a kid? Did you have it in an apartment? Did you have some roommates that maybe had it? Do you really know what cable is? Are you putting the lie to these cable executives who said if cable or cord cutters only knew what cable offered, they would come running back? And I kid you not, there was a whole presentation at a convention recently where I heard that back at the cable TV show or pay TV show last year, cable executives were talking about that idea also. So let me know, are you a cord never or are you a cord cutter? I consider all of it just cord cutting. It doesn't really matter how you got there. To me, it's all about the idea that you decided that traditional cable TV satellite is just not worth it. So you're going streaming or you're going an antenna. So to me, that's a cord cutter. But if you're the so-called cord nevers, I'd love to know why. I'd love to know if you had cable. Do you really know what cable offers? Leave us a comment. Let me know. I'm very interested by that. All right, next story up. Viacom is adding 15 new channels to Pluto TV. Now, we've heard tons of news this week about new content coming to Pluto TV. BBC announced last week, and now 15 new channels to Pluto TV, which will come at some point in the future. Had a lot of questions about this, wanted to cover that again. Some point in the future, these channels are coming. We don't know when. Some point in the future, BBC channels are coming to Pluto TV, including like a classic Doctor Who channel, which would do nothing but Doctor Who episodes, from the classic ones. Don't know when, unfortunately. So I just want to address all those questions. Probably sooner than later. Is sooner or later than June? I don't know. I bet it's a lot sooner than December, but I can't guarantee it'll be tomorrow morning. But Nick, NTV, Comedy Central, BET, and more from Viacom will be coming, probably older content, to Pluto TV. So if you haven't tried a free service like Pluto or Crackle or Tubi, I know I harp on this, they're a lot better than they used to be. The amount of content out there is amazing compared to what used to be offered on these services. Give them a try again. And let me know. I'd love to hear from you. What is your favorite free legal streaming service out there? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Last story of the day, Amazon Prime Video is coming to YouTube TV. We talked about the Fire TV getting YouTube and all that and more. So Amazon Prime Video is coming to Android TV now, thanks to a deal between Google and Amazon. They've buried the hatchet. And the reason I wanted to bring this up and really make it clear in this video, because I kind of mentioned it yesterday, was I still got a lot of comments about my Android TV device has had it for a long time. Why? This isn't news. So Amazon did strike deals with specific Android TV manufacturers, Sony and Nvidia being the main ones. So some Sony TVs and Android TVs that ran, and Nvidia Shields that ran Android TV did offer Amazon Prime Video. But that didn't come through a deal from Google. That came from a deal with Amazon and Nvidia and Amazon and Sony. And it created this very annoying situation where some Android TV devices had Amazon Prime and others did not. The good news about this, the Air TV is going to get an Android TV device. The DirecTV's new streaming player, the Osprey, which will probably be for DirecTV devices at a later date, will get Amazon Prime Video app. So this is great news for Android TV. This is great news for Sling owners who have an Android device. The Channel Master Stream Plus should now be able to get in the future access to the Amazon Prime Video app. We don't know when though. This is a question I got a ton yesterday. When's this happening? When's this happening? I don't know. It sounds like sometime in 2019. The deal was just struck, just announced. Now, it's probably going to come faster maybe to Android than the YouTube going to Fire TV. Maybe Amazon has a deal where it's like, hey, you put the YouTube TV on our app, then we'll put it on the Android TV. I don't know. Because they do have an Android TV app. They have to submit it, get it approved, maybe make some tweaks to make sure it fully supports some other versions of Android TV out there. Because right now they're only supporting a very limited number of devices. But the good news is it is coming. It does mean all Android TV devices will get it. And I do understand that some already had it. So keep that in mind. All right, everybody, that's it for this week. We will have our weekly updates tomorrow, which will recap some of the biggest stories from the past week. If I don't see you between now and then, next Monday, have a happy Easter. No matter what you may celebrate, no matter what your religion will be, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I hope you stay safe out there. And I hope you can spend some good time in doing what you love, maybe with friends, with family, wherever you may be up to this weekend. Be safe. Take care. I will see you back here Monday for the daily update, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for our weekly update. So take care. I will see you tomorrow.